What's going on, everyone? John here, the Wolf of Ecom, and I wanted to share with you, in my opinion, what the 7 most important things you need in 2020 with dropshipping are if you want to succeed, okay? And just want to share with you a quick reminder, if you haven't seen in our latest videos, we just rolled out our 4-day launch program that's going to show you how to create a store that converts, how to find products that will definitely sell, and how to test and scale effectively so you don't lose a bunch of money, okay? So make sure to check that out if you're just getting started in dropshipping, if you're thinking about just getting started in dropshipping, or if you've been in dropshipping for a while, okay? It's gonna show you everything you pretty much need to get going without paying hundreds if not thousands of dollars for overpriced courses or gurus, okay? Which I am not, by the way. Now, let's talk about what I believe to be the most important 7 things, all right? And I just wanna share this real quick. I actually come from a fitness background, from a self-improvement background. I've owned a gym for years. So naturally, this is not something that has just come to me. I'm not like an engineer by trade or a math person by trade where, you know, reading data and finding quality products and looking at the conversion rates and everything, that's like, I've learned those bits and pieces from having a business, a brick and mortar business where you do track your appointments, your leads, your shows, your close, right? Your numbers, your month over month, your profits, okay? But really, this is a learned skill. So I just want to say that if you're thinking maybe this isn't for you, well, if it's something that you want to do, you can absolutely learn it and you can expand on it and you can become better at by bringing in great people, which is why my gym works so well in my opinion, okay? I'm not the best trainer, definitely not at this point, and by bringing in great people, letting them do what they do best and what they love most, I believe that is the key to growing a successful business, unless you just want to be the person doing it, which there's nothing wrong with either. But I digress. Let's go ahead and dive in, okay? So the first thing is you need a great product, all right? Now, a lot of people blame maybe the ads, which sometimes it could be. Maybe they blame the store, which sometimes it could be. But ultimately, you will get sales if you do a decent job with the ads, creatives themselves, if you do a decent job with the store itself, if everything is technically working and functioning and you put a great product in front of people, you will at least see good or great numbers, okay? So having a great product is key, and we talk about that in that 4-day course and also a lot of my other YouTube videos, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already, and subscribe, by the way. Check that as well. All right, the second thing is that you need a effective ad strategy. I'm a big believer in small budget testing up front. Some other guys and gals and people have different approaches, totally cool. Bottom line is, whether it's my approach that you take, which you can see in our videos or 4-day program, or someone else's videos, you know, there's a lot of effective approaches. I test most gurus' methods, okay? So I see that it can produce good results, just in a different way, a different speed, a different shape, right? But bottom line is, you just need to pick a strategy that does work and use it, okay? And usually it's not the ad strategy that's not serving you, that's not working. It's usually, back to my point number 1, which is the product itself. So never forget that. A great strategy is not gonna force a bad product to sell and be profitable, okay? The next thing is you need a process for research, testing, and scaling. So for example, I work with my VA team and I do some research typically on like a Friday or Saturday. He does some as well. We have a final list of 10. I make our top 1, 2, or 3 picks, and we take those and he preps them to roll out for a test either Monday or Tuesday, okay? We let that run with anywhere from 3 to 4 days with our current testing process, which is a variation of what you see in the video on creative testing if you haven't already, all right? And basically what he does is he preps everything from our upsell funnels to custom images to custom content if we need some, right? So he gets everything ready and pushes everything out for a test either Monday or Tuesday, okay? So come Wednesday, Thursday, I'm checking the data every, you know, day, at least once a day, but come Wednesday or Thursday, we're looking at that initial data and making a decision if it's worth moving into the next phase where we're testing interest. Because with our process, we test creatives first to get the best, you know, engagement, best click-through rate, lowest cost per click, lowest CPM, and then our next phase, we're actually testing different audiences. Just the way we do it, it works really well, okay? And then if that does well, then I pretty much take the reins over and I steer the ship at that point with mid-scaling and then big budget scaling later if we get that far, all right? So that's just an example of our process, and we just have this on auto repeat once a week, okay? So, or week over week, I should say, right? The next is you're gonna need multiple merchants, okay? So even if you are using Stripe and PayPal, just be ready, you're gonna at least run into some kind of hold. Even if you're doing same day, next day, fulfillment where you're shipping things out yourself, you will most likely run into some kind of hold, whether it be because of fulfillment issues, maybe chargebacks, maybe customer complaints, maybe not. Maybe you just go from doing, 5K a month and use a bunch of our strategies and you go to 50 to 100K a month. Not guaranteed, but definitely possible. I always like to make that disclaimer. And suddenly your merchants read that as a red flag. So they put a hold on your account. You can still process, but they're holding 20% of your sales for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it may be. You need multiple merchants, okay? So I work with a high risk merchant group. I can get you set up. Just drop a comment below. I'll send you the introduction for that. I might also look at our link to the description. I should be including a link to a form that you can get set up with them through that as well. They'll reach out to you if you're interested. So make sure don't miss out on that. Don't, forget to take advantage of that. Super important, because it really stinks if you find a great product and suddenly your merchant holds all your money or just shuts you down. Not fun, and not something I would want to go through, right? So having multiple merchants is key, okay? And having a high risk merchant, a bank that is more tolerant to drop shipping as a whole, because even if you do everything right, let's say you go through a bad run where your supplier kind of screws you and they were promising a product in inventory and they actually didn't have it, right? And you're stuck, right? You have a bunch of angry customers. You don't want to lose that merchant relationship in that bank because something outside of your hands happened, right? So having a high risk merchant is a must today, okay? At least as a backup. All right. Now, the next one is going to be having backup profiles, business managers, and ad accounts. Okay. This is huge because even if you're, I know I have friends that have brands that they do same day fulfillment from the US to the US, and they still have had their ads shut down running clean cosmetic products that should have had no issues, right? So just keep in mind that this is it's a real possibility that you will be shut down for absolutely nothing. And it stinks when it happens, but it's going to happen to you probably at some point in the next year or two if you're doing any reasonable amount of volume. Facebook is what it is, okay? And you'd be stupid to avoid Facebook and using Facebook because of these small issues. In my opinion, it's better because these small issues weed out all the quitters, right? So if you shut down your business because you lost your ad account, you shouldn't be in this business anyway, in my opinion, okay? But just be ready. You're going to need potentially backup profiles if they restrict your advertising access suddenly, backup business managers if they shut it down, because sometimes a bad ad will trigger the business manager to get killed, and your ad account will obviously, since it's within the business manager, it will be shut down as well, okay? So having backups, which I talk about in another video, how to farm profiles, how to have unlimited Facebook profiles, really cool video I put out a few months ago, and will be super helpful. A couple different methods you can use that I use even to this day to produce new profiles, new business managers, and new ad accounts. And last but not least, let's talk outside of dropshipping technical speak for a moment. Having a strong network, right? So I've been a part of a number of masterminds and gone to mastermind events, and what I've found by building those relationships in this dropshipping e-commerce space, that network really can be your net worth in a sense, right? So when you need feedback, when you need ideas, when you need to keep up with all the little day-to-day changes Facebook makes or Shopify makes or newest apps coming out, having a strong network is priceless. So I recommend that you work to build something like that. Create a WhatsApp group with a couple buddies that aren't just gonna suck you dry with questions that they should just be looking to YouTube for answers for, but more so people that you can run with that are running at the same pace as you. Maybe some people just a little bit ahead of you, maybe some people just a little bit behind of you. There's a saying in life that you should always be learning from someone ahead of you, sharing with people on your level, and then also bringing other people up underneath where you are now that want to be where you are, okay? So I know in the weight loss space and the fitness space, that's super powerful. In the business space, I believe it's the same as well. But having a strong network will serve you so much in this business, all right? Because I know a lot of people that I meet that are really having a hard time. They're trying to do it on their own. And as much as it's a head game, just not having access to information, feedback, ideas that are, legitimate, being tested, not some fake guru on YouTube, just selling you the secrets, right? People authentically sharing what is and is not working, okay? That it's priceless, all right? And the last point is you gotta work on yourself. So it's very easy to be head down in your laptop, hopefully a MacBook, not a PC, and just working on the day-to-day grind of dropshipping. This can be a very daunting, stressful business. If you don't take time to exercise, to eat right, to do all the self-care stuff, which I'm not gonna go deep into in this video, we could talk about that in a whole video series if I wanted to. But typically dropshippers I find are not very healthy people, okay? But I can promise you when bad things happen, because they absolutely will, it's a business, you will have crap happen, you will go through hard times. By being the better version of yourself, it's gonna set you up to handle those things at your best, all right? So those are my top tips if you wanna succeed in this business. It's not 2016 dropshipping where you could just throw something up and you make a bunch of money, you have huge margins. You gotta really work at this stuff. It is a real business if you put the time and energy and money into it and you do things the right way and you always look to improve, okay? So just keep that in mind. And once again, quick reminder, check out that 4-day program that we got. We just rolled it out. It's only a couple bucks. You're not gonna pay hundreds or thousands of dollars like all these expensive overpriced courses that give you information from 2016. Okay, so make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next video.